My motivation to do pro bono work honestly stems from my experience growing up. My parents' English was not the greatest. I'm a child of immigrants. My parents really relied on me to do a lot of that negotiation and communication. And I also realized through accent discrimination that my father experienced at his workplace that the law is only as protective as your ability to use it. And giving back not just to immigrant communities, I want to be able to use the law as a sword and a shield for the people who don't know how to do that.
Everyone from partners to associates to our professional staff are encouraged to be involved in pro bono projects and cases that they are passionate about, and that can help make a change.
It's important to ourselves. It's important to our own professional development. It gives lawyers the opportunity to develop and grow in ways that may be different from their paying practice.
We measure the success of our pro bono practice by objective metrics, of course, the number of hours attorneys dedicate to pro bono work and the number of lawyers who perform such work. And over the last 3 years, our firm has dedicated more than 100,000 hours to pro bono clients.
You've spent almost 13 years in prison. How does it feel to be out?
It feels amazing.
The C.J. Rice case was an extraordinary experience. Mr. Rice was convicted in Philadelphia of attempted murder and had received a 30 to 60-year sentence, even though no one was seriously hurt in the crime. And as one dug in, it became very clear that C.J. Rice could not have committed that murder. The reason that Mr. Rice got convicted was ineffective assistance of counsel. And that's an issue that has always spoken to me in my death penalty work over the years. It's an amazing thing, the experience of actually freeing somebody who was wrongfully convicted. C.J. Rice was in prison for a very long time, longer than 10 years. Took away a key part of his life.
From the Supreme Court this morning, the admissions policy at Thomas Jefferson High School in Fairfax County is here to stay.
The Thomas Jefferson case is a good example of a school board recognizing that there were these long practiced aspects of their admissions policy, at entrance tests, interviews, that kind of thing. When they looked at them and looked at them over time, they realized that actually this is setting up a barrier to access that we didn't mean to establish.
My involvement in the Thomas Jefferson case came from being an alum of the school. I'd noticed diversity issues while I was there. It wasn't a very representative student body. And obviously took note of the fact that there were changes when the school board decided to adjust the admissions process.
This is one place where pro bono work can help, similarly situated clients, who are looking to, cast a careful eye over their practices and see where there are places where they're inadvertently creating barriers to access that they don't want to create.
A court victory today for opponents of the cash bail system in the city and county of Los Angeles. A judge has put a stop to it, at least temporarily, in certain low-level, nonviolent cases.
The LA bail case originated from LA County's practice of detaining people who are arrested under what's called a bail schedule, which is essentially a chart that if you're arrested for a certain crime, you have to pay a certain amount of money to get out of bail. Our case sought to stop that practice as a violation of the Equal Protection and Due Process Clause, because the bail schedule doesn't look at anyone's individual situation. It simply considers what crime they were arrested for, and someone who has money is able to get out of jail, and someone who doesn't stays in jail. In essence, it's wealth-based detention, which is contrary to our entire system of law.
The Police Reform Initiative is one initiative that grew out of a combating systemic racism task force that the firm created in the wake of the George Floyd protests. We partnered with the ACLU with their California branches, so they're our clients, and we have reached out to literally hundreds of law enforcement agencies requesting records of police misconduct in their possession. But when the law enforcement agencies resist, or try to narrow what they give us, or in other ways don't comply with the law as it's been revised, we bring litigation and we obtain the records that way. A broader goal of this initiative, beyond simply obtaining individual records of police misconduct, is to bring about a systemic change to cause law enforcement to be more transparent and accountable.
This is a public profession, and we contribute to the governance of the country, we contribute to the public welfare in our profession.
Pursue the issues and causes that are important and meaningful to you.
It's also important for us as lawyers to see the full spectrum of legal issues facing our community and to work with people who we might not work with in our paying practice.
There's an access to justice gap in our nation, and by participating in pro bono work, I get to help be part of the solution.